Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Just wanted to say thank you so much for all your views, likes, comments on the last video. I finally reached that magic 1,000 subscribers, so thank you very much. So today's video, I'm going to have a go at using a stencil with watercolour and trying to kind of lift parts of the pattern as well to kind of give a depth to the painting. I don't know if it'll work, but you know, it's all about experiment. So the paints I'm using, the Botanical Art Nouveau set, two of those. I think it's this one, pea green and shadow green, and then the original set as well. So what else have we got? These are numbers, aren't they? Number 54, 52, 51, 53 and 58. So just pulled out different shades of green. I might use, I've got a couple of Posca pens, gold and the white. I think the gold might go quite well. Might use a butterfly stamp, possibly with this meadow colour ink pad, cotton bud to maybe lift the paint, and then stencils. I've got this flowery stencil, maybe that one as well, possibly. So I'm just going to first of all wet the paper. This is just watercolour. I think it's £140, 300 GSM paper. So when I moved house a few years ago, it was about 5.5 years ago now, I've lost my favourite brush, which is really annoying. And also I also lost my water spray, so I feel like I should be squirting my paint. So it probably would have been easier just to buy a new one, but I don't like buying things when I've already got them, so I will find it at some point. So all I'm going to do is just fill the background with different shades of green. So here I'm just using the cotton bud to lift some of the colour. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not too worried if the water seeps underneath, which it probably will do. I just kind of want to just take away some of the colour.
So this layer is going to be the furthest away, so it's going to be the lightest layer, because as you look into the distance, things get lighter. So the closest things are going to be the darkest, and then sort of the middle, and the lightest furthest away.
Okay, so I've left this to dry, and now I'm going to use the stencil again and put quite a light wash over the top of what we've got already. So I'm using this, I think, shadow green. This is the darkest green. I've just put it in another little dish. It's quite watery, so I'm going to do another, a third layer after this. So it's not going to be too dark. And again, it doesn't matter if it's not too defined, if it goes under the stencil, because it's kind of just a background still at the moment. Okay, so it's now dry. What I'm going to do now is just put a third layer of the stencil on top. So I'm going to use the same shadow green colour, but it won't be as watery. Not sure whether to use a brush or a sponge maybe. Trying not to get it lined up exactly. I don't want it to go exactly on top, otherwise there wasn't much point in doing the lighter stages. So yeah, the trick is for this top layer not to have the paint too watery at all, actually. In fact, maybe acrylics would have been better, but it doesn't matter. Can always define it more with a pen, a Posca pen. I was going to use the butterfly, it was a bit big, so I found a dragonfly instead, which I think will be fine. So I'm just using Diamond Earth Tones Meadow felt die pad. Okay, I'm just going to use the gold Posca pen. Just do a little bit of sort of doodling, not too much, just to add a little bit of colour. So watercolour, just using one colour, lots of different shades, and a little bit of an accent gold colour. Okay, see you soon.